Hey guys, this is Rockets Don't Make Good Toast, and today we are here, gonna play Kerbal Space Program. Now, I'm a little ahead of where I wanted to be, so let's just backtrack a bit and show you how I got to this place for those new players. And all of those old players, then just skip forwards a bit, because this is gonna be just brand new, starting out, kind of more of a tutorial, actually, so let's continue. So, of course, first off, what you need to do is get the command module, and then get the one science experiment you have, which is this one, and then launch. So, once you've launched, then instead of hitting spacebar, because that'll do nothing, you want to right-click on the science experiments to get some science, because everybody loves science. And then, well, I'm just going to roll over there real quick. Okay, now I'm over here to get some more science. And so, of course, I've already collected most of the science in that area. But you'll get science, I promise, as long as you do it right. So let's just go EVA to get that real quick, and then head back. And now the loading can be a little annoying. That's actually pretty short. So we've got all of that. We've got some more science. And now I want to do the same thing on the runway, which I've already did. So let's just skip that. Of course, you'll get this and this one. I'll get both of those tech nodes. And then you'll probably get one of these, maybe. If once you do all that you can with the equipment you have, you should be able to get what I got. Just like slap a booster on there and shove it into the ocean and get science along the way. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what's not to do when you're going for a space mission, your very first space mission. So you're going to really only have that fuel tank. So, but first off, we need a parachute, because you need a parachute. Well, unless you get your Kerbal to land on your head, which I think was an old glitch. But you can EVA while not on the ground right now, so it doesn't matter. So just slap on a science experiment, and the tiny rocket engine, your solid fuel booster that you have in the beginning. And of course you want to make sure to check that staging, because bad things will happen when you don't, believe me. Or just ask anyone who's played Kerbal Space Program to check your staging. Quoted from Scott Manley. Please don't sue me. So gotta get a lot of science points on there, and gotta get a lot of that stuff, the other science, because it's always nice to have extra science. And then just slap on a decoupler, and then you'll probably just want to get one of these. Just put several of those engines down. That looks like I have enough to have 6 of those fuel tanks. Excuse me. And then just slap on a swivel. And then, of course, got to put some of those winglets on. And want to make sure those winglets are big, because if they're too small, it'll just spin. Well, not spin, rotate in a non-rolling way. I don't know. But okay, let's just get into the launch. Okay, now this is an example of what not to do. So we launch, and we go up, and so as you can see, our fuel is draining as in the bottom left and then the top right. We just want to collect some science on the way up. There's 2 biomes in the atmosphere. The the flying around Kerbin and the upper atmosphere. And so right now we're just going up and quick cut. Quick cut. Never mind, not quick cut. But we go up, and then, oh wait, do I cut it? And then, apparently I forgot to cut that out, but oh well, you can watch this. As you can see, that's a lot of heat, but usually up until 1500 meters per second is around the end of the safe zone. So just collecting all of that extra science, just to make sure you got it all. And now we're approaching the end of the atmosphere. I believe we are in the thermosphere now. Yeah. Okay. And now we are officially into space. And so you just got to collect all of that science. I already have, since I kind of had to redo this and I didn't want to start all over. And just quick side note, because of the way I can get audio into here, means that I already know it's gonna happen, because I have to record the audio back over it, which is always a little annoying, but oh well. Okay, so now we're re-entering the atmosphere, and again, this is something you don't want to do, because the most of the weight is in the front, or at the top of the craft, where the crew module is, or where the command module is. And so what you'll see will happen is it'll flip around, no matter how hard you try, no matter how fast you spin, it'll just flip around. As you can see pretty quickly here. There we go, it just flipped around, and now it's much more aerodynamic this way. So it will go very fast, straight into the ground. Way too fast for the parachute to safely deploy. And so again, we're just going to crash, but I want to save Jeb the agony, so pause, revert flight. And if you're just starting out, enable revert flight, because it's a lifesaver. Okay, so I'll be right back once I have something you actually will work. So I just realized in the edit window that I have another 10 seconds to this cut. So hello, my name is Ruckus Don't Make Good Toast, and okay, now this is something you want to do, and I just wanted to skip that because he already saw that. And as you can see, I've just got the pure crew module with a heat shield underneath it and all of the science on the crew module. And this means it slows down a lot faster. It's less likely to explode because of the heat shield. And it will slow down enough so that you may save Jebediah Kerman. And they're Kerbal, so their last names are all Kerman. Fun fact, it is estimated, or no, not estimated. Okay, we're on the ground now, so let's go back. So get all of that science, and so now we can upgrade stuff, which I already have, so it's kind of useless now. But okay, now we've just got to get an orbiter, one that can go into orbit. So let's just ditch that. And fun fact, math predicts that everyone will have the same last name in a few hundred generations. Okay, but quick cut. There, here we go. This is the craft that'll get us into orbit. As you can see, just look at the design, look at the staging. If you want to copy it, fine by me. I don't copyright it. But okay, now let's launch it. And, and so now we are just launching it. Man, why do I keep trying to fill this void with words, unnecessary words? I don't know. But we're launching it now, as you can see. The best thing for it usually is when the parts that are staged to detach first run out of fuel first, because if the main stage runs out of fuel before the booster stage, it's just not going to be as efficient. So as you can see, just hit spacebar to detach. And we are just running through this now, running out of fuel in the bottom right, no, bottom left and top right, as I said before. Now, we're running out of fuel in the main stage, so we're just going to go ahead and check the Apple apps real quick, and then just ditch it. And then, of course, another one of the problems with the upper stages while they're still in the atmosphere is that they might flip around, which is sometimes annoying, but luckily it didn't this time, so I just have to bump up the Apple apps a sufficient amount. Let's go with 90 kilometers, that's what it says. I don't know. The edit window is very small and low quality. I think that's 90 kilometers. Yeah. So now we just want to get it and point it down. Well, not down, sideways, parallel to the ground. Then time warp up there. Oh yeah, and quick tip, if you want to physics warp, which is what I'm doing right now, in space, just hit Alt and then do it. It makes it a lot easier. I kind of skipped past it. The Apple app's a bit, which isn't as efficient, but oh well. And while I'm here, I might as well be collecting my science. So as you can see, I'm going to collect the main science module and collect all the other stuff, which I kind of already collected. And then once I've collected all my science, I'm gonna click on the science container, or that white box the small science experiments are attached to, and hit collect all, which will put all of the science into that box. And of course, I've got now an officially stable orbit, so that's nice. So I'm just gonna skip to when I deorbit because I already explained most of it. So skip, 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 skip. Come on, skip, skip, skip. Come on, skip, 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 skip. Come on, please skip, please skip. Come on, skip, skip, skip. Come on, please. There we go. It skipped. Just underestimated how much time I had left. Okay, so now I just want to do the deorbit burn. You always want to have enough fuel to deorbit, and when you're, as long as you're in an orbit under 90 kilometers, it shouldn't take that much. Delta V, well, how much velocity you can access next, I don't know. Search up Delta V, just Google it. Yeah, just Google Delta V. So, yeah. We're going into the atmosphere, and it's usually easier than the what I showed you earlier, just straight up then straight down. And so you'll want to create as much drag as possible. Now, just going to warn you, the science experiments will be destroyed, but that's okay because all of the science will be in that white box, and that is much harder to destroy than all the science experiments, so it's fine. So as you see, we're coming in hot, and we want to make as much drag as possible. We can slow down as much as possible, and from low Kerbin orbit, it's pretty easy because it's pretty easy to survive. I mean, of course, all of the main stuff will survive, like the science experiments. They're screwed. And you might have asked, why didn't you keep the big science experiment? Well, because that is screwed as well. That'll explode, and if it is part of the structural craft, or part of the structurality, whatever, however you say that, of the craft, or it's part of the structure of the craft, yeah, then it can just screw up the whole mission. So we're coming in hot now, but that's okay. There are no signs that it's overheating. Or maybe I just turn that option off by hitting F11. No, by hitting F10, which I might have earlier. I don't know, I forgot. But luckily nothing exploded. That was important at the time. So now we're still coming in way too hot for... No, we're not coming in way too hot. We're coming in way too fast. If we tried to deploy the parachute now, it would just be destroyed. And then Jeb's screwed. Just might as well get that screwdriver and a screw and drill and just try to become Frankenstein, because you're screwed if your parachute breaks. Well, intuitively, of course, but that's intuitive. But so we are just trying to slow down now. I am pulling up so I get as much time in the atmosphere as possible to slow down. And if you have a joystick, then if you bought it just for this game, then that's just a waste of money. Just go and return it if you just bought it for this game, because you're never gonna need more than the keyboard really to do anything in this game. So just return it, because it's a waste of money. And then, okay, we are coming in. The safe speed, we are about at the safe speed to deploy. And so now I am lazy, so I have this mod which speeds up the time warp. This is much better time warp, but I'm still gonna cut it. So cut. Come on, cut. There, no, come on, please cut. There we go. Okay. I'm still not used to this cutting thing. Okay, we're on the ground, but we want to tip over because we want the EVA. And just in case we fall off, we can get back in. Okay, just get that EVA. And then just collect that. And okay. It's loading. I forgot to cut out the loading. So this is usually how long the loading process takes. There we go. We've got some science earned. Not much, since I've already really done all of the science in the position. But we got some money. We're at 368,616 or 18. It's hard to tell. But okay, now I've just got to decide. I'm just going to cut this part out. Okay, I've decided. I'm going to do that one. Okay. Really, you can do the whole, unlock the whole tech tree 3 times over without using any of the plane parts. Planes aren't really useful other than just for fun, and for the really hardcore, for campaigns. But, oh well, if you find some great, excellent, must-have use, then let me know. So this is a good, so I'm just going to show you this design again. And, yeah. Well, this you can copy it. I haven't copyrighted it. So, make sure to keep that toast burnt. Bye. Come on. Okay, just keep that toast burnt. Bye. Of course, you let me know if you want Orbiter or normal names.